What if we told you that with new rules for CPP, OAS, and GIS, you could earn over 1,400 Canadian dollars a month, while others could lose out without realizing why? To make sure you're on the right side of those changes, you need to understand what's new. From higher payments to updated income limits and new benefits, we've got all the key 2025 updates covered. Ready to protect your retirement income and plan smart? Chapter 1. What's new for your retirement pay? Let's start with the Canada Pension Plan, or CPP for short. This is the money you get after working and paying into the system through your job. In 2025, the government increased the amount you can get when you retire. If you retire at the usual age of 65, your monthly CPP retirement benefit can now be up to 1,433 Canadian dollars. That's a decent bump. There are also a few other types of CPP benefits. For example, if you continue working after 65 and still pay into CPP, you can get something called a post-retirement benefit. That one is smaller, just under 48 Canadian dollars a month, but every little bit helps, right? If you become disabled and can't work anymore, the disability pension under CPP is also going up. In 2025, it could be as high as 1,673 Canadian dollars and 24 cents per month, depending on your work history and how much you've paid in over the years. There's even a new post-retirement disability benefit that gives 598 Canadian dollars and 49 cents per month to people who are both retired and disabled. This is a new type of support that recognizes how tough things can be in that situation. Chapter 2. What about survivors? If your spouse or partner passed away, you may be eligible for a survivor's pension. In 2025, if you're under 65, you can get up to 770 Canadian dollars and 88 cents per month. If you're 65 or older, the amount goes up to 859 Canadian dollars and 80 cents. It's meant to ease some of the financial strain after a loss. If you have kids under 18 or even full-time students, there's also a benefit of about 301 Canadian dollars and 77 cents per month for each child. Finally, the one-time death benefit, a lump sum paid to the estate when someone passes away, remains at 2,500 Canadian dollars. But how can you get these benefits? Well, you pay into CPP every time you get a paycheck. Chapter 3. How much do you pay into CPP? In 2025, the basic amount of your earnings that's not taxed for CPP is 3,500 Canadian dollars. That's called the year's basic exemption. Above that, you pay a certain percentage up to a maximum amount. Yes, it might seem like a lot, but this money is going straight toward your future income. But if you are networking, you have another option. Chapter 4. What's new in OAS 2025? Old age security is a different kind of pension. You don't need to have worked or paid into it to get it. This one is based on how long you've lived in Canada. Starting at age 65, most Canadians can get it, and in 2025, the monthly amount is 727 Canadian dollars and 67 cents. But if you're 75 or older, you now get more, 800 Canadian dollars and 44 cents per month. And in the upcoming quarter of 2025, you may get a 1% increase in this amount. That's the government's way of helping older seniors who may need extra support as the cost of living continues to rise. You don't have to apply every year for OAS. Once you're in, you're in. But here's something important to keep in mind. If your income goes too high, you could lose part or all of your OAS. This is called the Clawback, and it simply means the government will take back some of your OAS if you make above a certain income. But even if your income is low after receiving OAS, there's another option available for you. Chapter 5. What is Guaranteed Income Supplement? This one is for people who are already getting OAS and still have a low income. The idea is to help top up your retirement income so you can afford basic things without constantly worrying about money. In 2025, the GIS gives up to 1,086 Canadian dollars and 88 cents per month if you're single and your income is under 22,056 Canadian dollars per year. If you're living with a spouse or common law partner, the amount you get depends on whether they receive OAS or another benefit. There are also special programs called allowance and allowance for the survivor. If you're between 60 and 61 and your partner receives OAS or has passed away, these programs give you extra monthly support, up to 1,381 Canadian dollars and 90 cents, or even 1,647 Canadian dollars and 34 cents in 2025. This can really help people who have lost a spouse and aren't quite old enough for full retirement benefits. Chapter 6. When you'll get paid? Payments for CPP, OAS, and GIS can be sent straight to your bank account or by check. Direct deposit is usually the fastest and safest way to get your money. You'll get paid every month, and you can even track your payments online if you've signed up through the My Service Canada account. If your income goes down, maybe you retired this year, or your hours at work got cut, you should let the government know. They might be able to give you more GIS based on your new, lower income rather than what you earned last year. This is super important if your circumstances suddenly change and you need more support now. Chapter 7. What if the amount you receive seems wrong? You're not stuck with it. If you think the payment amount listed in your letter from the government isn't right, you have 90 days to write back and ask for a review. It's called a reconsideration, and it's your right. The 2025 updates to CPP, OAS, and GIS are part of Canada's ongoing effort to make retirement more comfortable, especially with rising prices everywhere. Whether you're still working or already retired, it's important to stay on top of these changes. The details we shared come straight from official sources like the Government of Canada. So, if this helped, like, subscribe, and share it with someone planning for retirement. And remember, this video is for informational purposes only. Always consult a licensed financial advisor or visit canada.ca for the latest updates.